it's nothing I'd wish upon anybody, you know, because it's the most scariest thing to be worried about your child at the same time. You don't know what's going on. There's no way that I can protect her. You know, I told her a million times that I would make sure nothing bad ever happened to her, you know, that I could, you know, in control. And it just, I guess there is no new normal, you know, because it's not normal. There's nothing normal about it, you know. It's rough, you know.
Hi, my name is Lilah and I'm 5 years old.
What are some things that you like to do?
Play Barbies, play magnetic blocks, and make and color.
What do you remember about the day you got your playset?
That I helped make it.
How did you help make it?
I helped make the rock wall.
I'm Ashley, and this is Lilah.
And I'm Kaylin, and this is Elena.
The day Lilah was diagnosed, we spent the entire night in the emergency room because she just had like a terrible stomach bug we all had it for like a couple weeks, honestly, and then she just got these pains that, I don't know, they were just so bad. We had to take her to the ER, and then I remember she got like a CAT scan. When she was born, they saw masses on her liver, so I didn't realize like the gravity of the situation. I was just like, oh, okay. And then it wasn't until like later that like finally they were like, this is either cancer or it's cancer. There's not really any other explanation. They just didn't know what kind it was until a couple days later.
How old was she when she was diagnosed?
Lilah was 5 years old when she was diagnosed.
And what was her diagnosis?
Hepatoblastoma. It's a type of childhood liver cancer.
I guess the new normal for us would be at that time when she was first diagnosed, it was her being sick all the time, and you know, us not knowing at first what was going on. It was really scary, you know. It was something that I'm not good at dealing with things sometimes, you know, and we didn't really have time to talk about it between us and to really, I don't know, I guess talk about it. We were just thrown into it. It was just something that we had to just adapt to, I guess, even though it was something we didn't have a time to adapt to, you know. It's nothing I'd wish upon anybody, you know, because it's the most scariest thing to be worried about your child at the same time. You don't know what's going on. There's no way that I can protect her. You know, I told her a million times that I would make sure nothing bad ever happened to her, you know, that I could, you know, in control. And it just, I guess there is no new normal, you know, because it's not normal. There's nothing normal about it, you know. It's rough, you know.
When she was first diagnosed, she got really extremely sick when they went to go do the biopsy to figure out which type of cancer it was. And so she went immediately to get the biopsy, and then she was in the PICU for a couple days just because of all the blood loss. And then before they even got the biopsy results, they were like, we just need to start chemo right now. And she ended up spending about 2 weeks in the hospital. Then we went home for all of 8 hours before she popped a fever, and then we went back for another like week and a half or so. So we had no idea like what was gonna be our life for the next 6 months of treatment. Was it gonna be like that all the time, or?
The amount of time that really, it takes a lot of time with everything when you're in the hospital, I guess. Like we spent the past out of the past 6 months, we spent 3 of them in the hospital. There's a lot of things that I didn't know how sick people got off of chemo and stuff like that. And Lilah was very sick, you know, and we're fortunate that she is, you know, as tough as she is and her body is as resilient as she is, because, you know, when you're older, this type of thing, you don't come back from it like she does. You know, she snapped back 100%.
For me, like, I remember like one of our first highs was like her laying in bed for like weeks, and then she was on like contact precautions, so she couldn't leave the room. And then finally she got off of it and we were able to go to the playroom and was like, you know, acting like a kid for a little bit and just playing. After she had her surgery, she was just really obviously not feeling good. And then finally, like day 3 or 4, she got up and she just walked like nothing ever happened. And then, you know,
Yeah.
that was a really fun time.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where I remember that day because I felt like she was almost giving up. So I kind of, I had to tell myself to tell her to, I'm not going to let you lay here and die, you know what I mean? And it was like, you got to start moving. Today we got to get up. We're going to go to the bathroom. We're going to do things today. We're going to get to the playroom. And sure enough, the next day she's moving like nothing, She wanted to get to the playroom bad. Some of the lows for me was that I never could bring myself to tell her that she was going to lose her hair. And that was something that I had worked on for like, 2 weeks. And thank God her mom had told her. And, when I first came to talk to her about it after her mom had told her, one of the first things she says to me is, well, now you got to buy me a new hat. And it was one of those things that really made me realize just how strong she is, just how tough she is. And, and even though she didn't understand the gravity of this situation, she took a big relief off of me just by small words,
I remember when we opened the Ready bag that we received, I was just feeling like people care about us, people are, here for us, and just feel loved. And so I remember that when she was in the PICU, she was like so sick. So they brought us the backpack and it literally just sat there for like a day or 2 because everything was so chaotic. And then finally we opened it and we're like, oh my gosh, there's like a tablet in here, there's phone charger that we could have used, there's everything that we could have needed and we didn't even open it. So, but after that, I remember like her getting a little better and Daddy setting up the tablet for her, and that was a really happy moment. And we've just had it ready to go like for the last 6 months with all the jammies and everything you need for a couple days in the hospital. We
used it every time we went to the hospital, that she was in the hospital for a long time. It was one of our bags that we had ready to go. The day that Lilah's play set was built, it was very rainy, and I was shocked that everybody stayed, and I was very surprised. And I'm not used to like having things given to me, so for me it kind of felt a little bit awkward, because I'm not used to people doing such nice things for us. Even with the bag thing, for say the tablet, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a tablet in here? Like, who gives tablets out, And then I thought about the gravity of Lilah's situation, and it just makes sense. But the day that her play set was built, it was definitely very heart-filling, I just didn't know how to feel, I guess. It was a mix of emotions, really only good stuff though, other than feeling awkward. But hey, what am I gonna do? There's 20 people in my in-laws' backyard, and it was awesome. It really was awesome how fast everybody worked and the seriousness of everybody, and the willingness to let Lilah help, and it was really awesome.
She finished treatment like a little over a month ago, I think, and she rang the bell. So she's all done with treatment and she's just being monitored now. And I would say our life is different now rather than from before diagnosis, because it's always just like a worry there. I'm always like, she goes to school now and I'm always like, how is she doing? Is she okay? And it just feels like there's always like a little bit of like weight and worry always.
Definitely worry about her more now. Definitely. That's really the big thing, is that I'm constantly worried about her. It's all I think about, It's hard not to. We're just very thankful. I'm so thankful from everybody, from you to the backpack to the tablet to the gym, the gym thing, and the cameraman and everybody. You guys are really awesome. It's a blessing, honestly. This type of stuff is angels work, It really is. You guys do things that, even if Lilah gets 10 minutes of happiness out of something, it's really been a big deal to us, because she hasn't had all of that, the past couple months. It's been a lot of not happiness, so the little things helped really a lot, and we are very blessed.